Because they thought if they introduce you to money, it's going to mess you up. And so because of this thing that has been hidden for a very long time, when someone gets that money, if you had not developed a character, it's likely to master you. And that's why we talk about money madness. That when someone has money madness is when you allow money to master your mind and your heart, such that money is everything to you. And we have seen that. But we need to understand money is a medium of exchange that is very important to a family. Because you need money to run your family in the right way, because there are bills to pay, you know, there are all these things that need to be made. And so money is very important. But that is not the foundation of a good marriage. No. In fact, that's why you find most billionaires, they are in their 4th, 5th marriage. Why?
Imagine
because it tells us that money is not equals to happiness. What keeps a family going on is principles that guards money. Like one of the things I love about Pastor Munene, and I want to say this is actually a very powerful principle, is total transparency when it comes to money. And I think that is what has made our family
important.
This man has practiced that.
I'd love to hear from you. What is that total transparency? Because people hide, people have secret accounts, people have secret chamas.
Yes, I know.
What is money transparency?
Well, I think as she has said, one of the things that is very key and very important, if you're going to have a good family, a good relationship, a good marriage, it is being transparent on the issues of money.
Wow.
But then, Betty, we cannot talk about transparency when there is no good communication.
Wow.
So it boils again or goes back to your skills of communication. And you find most of the couples, they are not good with communication. They are very poor when they come to, actually, you find communication is not there at all on anything. And you see, communication is to marriage what blood is to the body.
Oh, please repeat that again.
Communication is to marriage what blood is to the body.
So you can't separate them?
You can't separate or do it. Just like you can't do without blood in the body, so you can't do without good marriage, you can't do without communication in marriage. And so what happens? If we are not talking, if we are not communicating, then automatically there will be no transparency. So unakuta mzee, you have some debt somewhere, but mama does not know. You're talking about transparency. You know? So unangangana kulipa deni ama unakuta ya kwamba one day munachotwa. Simply because you kept things secret. You know? So I think to me, as my wife is saying, transparency is something very, very important. And I and Pastor Sue, in our family, there is nothing about money that we don't talk about. Whether it's about her income, my income, doesn't matter. This from the business, we talk about money all the time. There's nothing like this is my money, that is your money, nothing like that. We are that transparent. So when I have money, she will know Pastor Munene has got money. If I meet with someone there and he gives me 100,000, by the way, I met with a friend of mine and they gave me 100K.
Like muko open hivyo munaambiana.
Exactly.
So right from the salaries, that this is what I get, this is what I get for my business, literally everything.
And I want to say, I think the person who sets the pace is the man. Because one of the things when I realized, when I married Pastor Munene, and I realized he was so open about finances, that made me now to go, you know, trusting him with money. And then he told me he was earning quite a little money when we met him. I'm the one who was earning much. But he was so truthful that when I get this money, I pay my tithe. Then the rest of the money I can pay rent.
I love that tithe is the first.
Oh, yes. Very, very important.
I love that.
Ever since.
Very, very
even
important.
Until today. Yeah, so I think when I found that truthfulness, I stopped having expectation about money.
I love
short and say something very, very important. Actually, you find if you can't learn to give God
the tithe,
the first money when you give it is 10%. That's what we are taught. You find even giving your spouse money becomes a problem.
Oh, is it? So it starts from the tithe.
It starts with God.
It starts with God.
So
you're saying that today people change their ways and start.
If you are there, you are struggling with giving your spouse money. Can you begin to give tithe?
you're also struggling to give tithe.
You know?
Hey. You are struggling to give your spouse money.
Exactly.
Even God, you don't give tithe.
Exactly.
In fact, that's a very strong principle. Yes, because one of the things I saw, when we got married with Pastor Munene, I came from a church, though tithe was taught, I never really understood about it.
Yes.
So I was not that consistent. Nilikuwa natoa wakati na hiyo feeling. I feel like. Then I met a man, whether we have bills, whether he has very little money, he must give tithe. So I first of all watched him. I first of all watched that because I would wonder, must you give? You see, I didn't have much. You get the point? And why are we giving to the church in that in the first place? So one of the things that Pastor Munene taught me is that 10% removes greed and attachment with money.
That is it. Removes greed and attachment with the money.
Yes. And then he told me, my wife, we are not told to give 90%. We are only being told 10%.
10%.
What is 10% of 100,000? 10,000. How much money have you been left with? 90,000. You are not told to give 90,000. You are being told to give 10%. Why do you concentrate so much with the 10 and you forget that you have the 90? You get the point? And the Bible says God will rebuke the devourer on your behalf, not the man of God. So when you obey God, you are telling God, thank you for giving me the energy, the strength to be able to do what I do. So one of the things I found in him already. And that's why it's very good to marry a spiritual man when he is already established, because when he comes into your life, it's like he sets the pace for you and it becomes very easy for a woman to follow. So when I saw the conviction that he would give even when we have nothing, or even sometimes we are left with the bills to pay, and somehow God would provide. God would somehow provide. That thing really challenged my faith. And I said, no, I think I'll start tithing small.
Ulianza na 10% ama ulianza na 3%?
Alinisaidia, lakini the good thing he never coerced me. Then he taught now